Welcome to Barbershop Speaks. I'm Jefferson Noel, and today's episode marks a powerful checkpoint in our journey, the halfway point of the year. June isn't just another month, it's a mirror. It's the moment where we pause to reflect on how far we've come, reset what needs to shift, and recommit to the goals and dreams we declared at the top of the year. Maybe things are going better than expected. Maybe life threw you off track. Either way, this episode is your invitation to realign, because progress isn't about perfection, it's about consistency, clarity, and courage. Here at Barbershop Speaks, we bring the raw, honest conversations from our communities, barbershops, beauty salons, and beyond straight to your screen. And today we're keeping it real with ourselves. Let's reflect, let's reset, let's recommit, let's chop it up. Now that we've grounded ourselves in healthy reflection, it's time to shift gears. From looking back to looking forward. We're stepping into the power of recommitment. And I can't think of a better person to help us do that than RooTheShooter, the visionary founder of RTS Media and one of the boldest creative forces rising out of Miami. Roo's work has been featured in Forbes, Essence, Sports Illustrated, and more. Not just because of his talent behind the lens, but because of the mindset and discipline behind the vision. He's turned big dreams into global impact, one photo, one moment, and one decision at a time. In this conversation, we're talking about why ambition matters, how to recommit to your purpose, and how to chase excellence with focus and fire, especially when the year feels long and the goals feel far. Let's chop it up. RooTheShooter, what's going on, King?
Talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
Roo, when I tell you I'm so happy to have you on this show, you and I have been doing this for a minute. Like, this is your first time on the TV show, but you've been with Barbershop Speaks years
Way back when, brother.
Man, and I just want to say, man, I'm so happy for you, King. Like, you have been changing the game. You have been an inspiration to many, many people. And I just want to say I love you, bro. And you're really killing it, man.
Love you too, brother. I appreciate that for sure, man.
So Roo, you're obviously extremely talented. But there's a lot of people that's talented and they're not going anywhere in life.
Yeah.
What is the mindset that you have that separates you where you're mixing talent with mentality to get to where you are now?
I think, one, for a lot of people, they don't understand positioning. So like social media is like a game. So it's like the better you position yourself on social media, the more successful and the quicker you can achieve the goals that you actually want to achieve. So like for me, I understood that early. So it's like, once I hopped in the game, I was like, okay, I'm going to position myself as like a luxe photographer, celebrity kind of guy. And I blended that. So now even in who I shoot and my clientele and all those different things, they're all aligning to fit that. But I saw it from the beginning. So it's like, for me, from a mindset perspective, it's just understanding that like everything that I do, I go all in. So all the way,
That's
I'm
true.
10 toes, it doesn't matter. So it's like the mindset that I have is I don't really have a plan B because this is going to work.
Wow.
This is going to work.
So you entered the game strategically. Yeah. You didn't say, I'm going to do everything for everyone, because if you try to be the jack of all trades, you'll be the master of none.
Right.
And you definitely mastered your craft. How can someone, because right now we're in the month of June, and we reflected on the past 6 months with our previous guests, and now we're looking forward to the next 6 months. And there's a lot of people, they need to reset, they need to refocus. And how can someone shift their mentality to say, I wasn't strategic the first 6 months, but now I need to lock in for the next 6 months? What can someone do to shift their mindset?
The thing is, we live on this planet, we have free will. You have to decide and remember that I have free will. I can wake up tomorrow and change my life and manifest the life that I truly want. So that shift just comes from accountability, one, understanding that you are not where you want to be, but also just accepting that that is okay. It's okay to not be where you want to be, but what actionable steps can you put into place to ensure that you get to where you're trying to go? Yeah. So for somebody that's like, yo, the first 6 months, I didn't stick to my New Year's resolution. I didn't accomplish the things that I said that I wanted to accomplish by this point. It's all about just turning your life around. Like, it's really that simple. Like, it's so funny when I be reading these self-help books. If you read enough of them, they all really be saying the same thing. There's no real like secret formula or secret sauce. It all starts within. So it's like, if you're ready to change your life, just do that. Yeah. Everybody knows what they're avoiding. Everybody knows they're procrastinating. They know exactly what it is that they need to do in order to achieve the goals that they want. A lot of times we're just lazy. Yeah. Or a lot of times we self-sabotage because we don't feel like we can be as great as we are destined to be. We don't believe in the person that we say we want to be. Yeah. So sometimes it all starts with belief. Yeah. And that like, it almost felt like I was trying to fill a void. Yeah. So now I know just practicing sexual discipline and, you know what I'm saying, that type of vibe, that's one thing that I can say is men can definitely change your life.
I love that. And we need to clip that up and we need to send that all over the world because understanding sexual discipline can literally transform your life. And to your point, a lot of people, they say they don't have money, but you do have money, you just spend it in the wrong places. Yeah. And a lot of that is because people are chasing after lust. And I do want to speak about this. I'm so happy because when I saw you traveling the world, I said, like, I was clapping. Like, I was like, yo, you are killing it. You are doing amazing. And so I want your story to be an inspiration to the world. And so can you talk to me about, did you ever, because I know you're an ambitious person, so if I ask you, did you ever believe, you'll be like, yeah, of course I believe. Yeah. But like, how did it feel being in that moment, actually living the life that you dreamed of?
It feels surreal. I think we often talk about like believing that we can get there and wanting to manifest that life. But in that moment, I was like, yo, I'm really in Dubai. Yeah. Like, hold on, I'm in China right now.
We got to put up these videos and pictures as you're talking.
Bro, like, I'm really here. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's something that I always knew that I wanted to do. And the way that I positioned myself was to get there and eventually do that. But to experience it in real time, it's like, whoa, hold on, like, I'm actually here. Yeah. So it's just surreal. Yeah. Like, the whole journey has been surreal because, you know, I never really wanted to be a photographer. So it's like...
Because I met you when you were Roo the Poet.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, in not wanting to do something, it's almost like I stumbled across like a green pasture. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like redefining what it is to be a photographer. Yeah. You know, and...
Roo, we got to close, but I want you to look in this camera right here, 10, 15 seconds. What would you tell the world? What's one message?
What is one message? I feel like I have so many different messages to give, so many different things on my heart, but I would say ultimately, keep God in your life. I think the seasons that I prosper and I get to live life to the fullest in the way that I've always imagined, those are the seasons where I'm closest to God. Those are the seasons where I'm tithing. Those are the seasons where I'm consistently praying, where I'm showing up for myself and showing up for God, whether that's being in church or streaming online. I would say just keep God first and continue to pray. I think God will open doors that you never even imagine yourselves walking through. So that's what I got to say.
I know you making your mama proud, man.
I got to.
I love it, King. Appreciate you, Roo.
Nah, all love, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. So RooTheShooter reminded us that big dreams will require bold decisions. And recommitment is where transformation begins. Whether you're just getting started or finding your way back, your next level is waiting on your next move. In just a moment, I'll share a few final thoughts to help you carry today's conversation beyond the screen and back into your life. Stick around. We'll be right back.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. Two powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, one legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. Get your crew. You don't want to miss this. Lock in your seats now at orangeblossomclassic.com.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters, because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. The Mesman & Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Are you cleaning the house?
It's time.
What will you do with those?
Dump them?
Oh, no. It's time to detox your home. If you're disposing of home chemicals, hazardous materials, or electronics, collect them in a sturdy box and take them to... Wait, what's that?
It's vintage?
It's coming with us.
Where?
In Miami-Dade, go to one of our home chemical collection centers where friendly staff like Eddie, hey Eddie,
hi,
can help dispose of it for you.
That was easy.
To learn more, go to miamidade.gov/homechemicals.
Get ready to groove at this year's Juneteenth Juke Joint on June 7th at 7:30 p.m. Enjoy live music by the W's, beats by DJ Cardi, visual art, and more. Get your tickets now at archcenter.org.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
Did you know that about 32% of all items thrown into the trash could be recycled?
Recycling right is a big deal for our planet.
By recycling right, you're helping protect our planet.
The Solid Waste Authority of Broward County is working on a master plan for our future garbage and recycling systems, and we need your input.
Please attend one of our upcoming public meetings to learn about the master plan. The same info will be shared at both meetings, so choose the one that works best for your schedule.
And your opinion really matters.
As we reach the halfway point of the year, many of us are taking inventory of what we've done, what we've missed, and where we want to go. But reflection doesn't have to come with shame. It can come with clarity, compassion, and courage to recommit. To help us do just that, I'm joined by Sakena Whilby, a licensed therapist, speaker, and founder of Tea with Whilby. With training in somatic and narrative therapy, plus a decade in corporate recruiting, Sakena brings a practical, relatable approach to mental health. She's known for helping professionals and creatives navigate burnout, boundaries, and emotional growth with honesty and heart. Today, we're talking about how to reflect whether you've been winning or wrestling, and how to recommit from a place of rest, not just routine and reaction. Sakena, how are you doing today?
I love that introduction. I just want you to walk in every space I'm walking into and start there.
But that's your life. I just read what you've been doing.
It sounded beautiful coming from you.
That's because you have a beautiful life.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Listen, Sakena, I'm so delighted to have you here. We're in June, halfway point of the year.
Yeah.
And as you know, beginning of the year, everyone sets a lot of goals, and a lot of people, they make progress.
Yeah.
Some people a lot slower progress than what they would have wanted, and some people make zero progress. But what would you say is the best way to process where you are on that journey?
I think the fact that we're even taking a moment to process is great. Yeah, the fact that we're even slowing down and having a moment of reflection. So I love like checkpoints because they allow us to figure out where we've gone, where we're going. And a lot of times we don't slow down. And I think at the beginning of the year, we tend to have like a moment of reflection as we create these goals for the year, but we don't tend to have a lot of time where we figure out where we're going from there. So I love that we're at this spot right now.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So, and that's true because at the end of December, January, we're reflecting on the previous year.
Yeah.
And then we say, okay, these are my new goals. But then we don't reflect again until December.
That's it. That's it. And by
that's
that
the
point,
problem, you would argue.
yeah, and at that point, we're not even thinking about, oh, here's what went right, here's what went wrong. Like, it's just such a heavy place that we're in, and then we're just creating new goals for ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that that's the space that we need to be in all the time. I think goals should be reevaluated constantly.
Yeah.
We should be able to reflect constantly, and that's usually not what tends to happen.
Wow,
But,
that's very true.
Yeah.
And you speaking to me too, because I'm just go. Right? So now,
Which is fair.
In this process of reflecting,
Yeah.
a lot of people will reflect and they will find a lot of disappointment in their first 6 months. So how do you process disappointment while you are processing?
Yeah. So I don't shy away from any of these words, right? I think disappointment usually has like this negative connotation. But I think the pivot that we can do with the word disappointment is just evaluating, all right, where did I fall short of my goals, right? Where was there room for improvement? And so I don't think that disappointment should feel, which typically tend to happen, as though I failed, right? And I think when we immediately say I failed, it means that we haven't done anything to move forward, or we're not picking ourselves back up. And I think if we identify, okay, I fell short of my goals here, and this is what I'd like to still achieve. I'm sad because I didn't do X, Y, and Z. That number one, we find our values in that, and then we can do a reframe and repivot. So I think disappointment is fine to have because it clues you into where you're trying to go from there, right? As long as we're not sitting in the disappointment for another 2 months or another 3 months, right? Just taking inventory and then figuring out how to get from where we are to where we're trying to go.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing disappointment is not inherently a negative feeling, but it can be a reflection point to say, okay, this is where I could have done better.
Yeah.
And it's having the mentality to say, I'm going to move on from here instead of wallowing in that emotion.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not even just good because most people aren't even doing that.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
yeah.
So you have to acknowledge that you are getting better, or you can get better 1% every day.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with the 1%.
Correct.
You can't look at someone else and say, oh, they grew 10%, they grew 15%. I'm only at 1%.
I don't even know what their 10% was.
I
don't even know, like their 10% could have been my 1%, right? And I think that once you start to compare, you really don't know anyone else's story, especially in the space of, so you're never fully seeing everything, right? Yeah. And so you're just gonna see like a cut of someone's life, but you don't even know where that's coming from. So I think it's dangerous territory to start from that spot.
Yeah,
I think you just compare yourself to yourself.
That's true.
That's it.
Compare yourself to yourself. And comparison is the thief of joy.
Correct.
When you compare yourself
to
to
someone
others.
else.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
There's a caveat to
that. Okay. So I'm thinking about some people who they use December as a reset to say, I'm going to start over. And now we're talking about essentially moving the reflection mentality from December to June.
Yeah.
Is starting over a negative thing if you feel like you just fumbled the bag and you're like, I need to start from scratch? Is that a bad thing?
Why do we fumble? Number one, why do we feel like I just fumbled the bag? That's I'm curious on how you're judging yourself. If you're immediately like, I got through December and I got nowhere. Because I'm immediately thinking that you don't have a lot of grace in the way that you talk to yourself, right? If that's just the bully that's saying you didn't do nothing good this year, that doesn't feel fair. And I think starting over is something that we should get better at doing. I think a lot of the times people will continue in a direction just because they started in that direction and it's not even where they want to go. And I think it's real courageous to be able to say, actually, this is a wash and I actually don't want to keep going and where I'm going. And having the faith and the courage and belief in yourself to start over. That in of itself is a big practice, right?
Yeah.
Getting past go, like the starting line, is a big deal. So the ability to even do that on a continuous basis is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then also the beautiful thing is you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience.
You got data.
Exactly.
You got inputs here.
Exactly.
So yeah,
that's so good.
Yeah.
And I know that you speak a lot about boundaries. You're like the boundaries queen. That's what
I love me some boundaries.
people.
I love me some boundaries.
You can set a strong boundary.
I do, yeah.
So I want to ask a specific question, but just general question first.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the importance of boundaries.
So I think normally people usually see boundaries as a negative thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I think we're talking about a lot of words that have like negative connotation: disappointment, starting over, boundaries, but they only carry the meaning that we put in them.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, boundaries is actually a way of keeping people close to me. If I really want you in my life, if I value our relationship, I'm going to tell you what works and what doesn't work. And that is a boundary because I'm like, yo, I really don't want this relationship to end. So I need to tell you what it is I'm comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if we start to see it from a place of like, okay, this is what I'm good with, this is what I'm comfortable with, and this is how I want you to show up in my life and how I want to show up in your life, then boundaries feel easier. It doesn't feel like it's this harsh wall that we're putting up, but it's just saying, hey, this is how I get the best of you, and this is how you get the best of me. What's problematic in that? Yeah. So that's the reason why I'm a fan of boundaries. Yeah.
That's good.
I'm trying to keep people in my life in respectful ways. That's why.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then how can someone, if someone violated their own boundaries in the past, in the first 6 months, how can they gently push themselves to not be too hard on themselves, but also say, I'm going to set this hard boundary and I'm going to move forward with intention moving forward?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So I think it's harder to have a lot more, when you say like grace for ourselves. And it's easier to put boundaries for other people than for ourselves. And I think in that moment when you're trying to figure out where do I go from here or where do I pick up, like I said, the biggest part is being able to talk kindly to ourselves. I'm not saying that you need to let yourself be walk all over yourself, but I think that you do need to speak kindly to yourself of figuring out, okay, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and what pieces of positivity can I think about it. If a friend came to you and described exactly what happened to you in that year, most of your friends, if they're gonna be honest with you, but they're gonna say it in a way that's kind. Like they're gonna talk to you in a friendly way,
and
right?
That's how we should speak.
That's
to
how
ourselves.
you should speak to yourself. Most people do not do that.
I have one last question. I want you to look at this camera right here, and 10, 15 seconds. If there's one thing we can say to ourselves, look in the mirror. One thing we can say to ourselves to give us the energy we need in order to finish 2025 strong. What would it be?
You are the love of your life. And as long as you figure out a way to love your life and yourself, you will have the best life. That's it.
Oh my God, I love that so much. Sakena Whilby, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I love being here.
This has been an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
So Sakena reminded us that reflection isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And rest isn't a reward for doing enough, it's a requirement for showing up as your best. Whether you've been in your winning season or just trying to hold it together, the power lies in pausing, getting honest, and choosing to begin again with clarity and care. Coming up next, we're continuing this conversation with another dynamic guest who's all about aligning ambition with purpose. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. 2 powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, one legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. Get your crew. You don't want to miss this. Lock in your seats now at orangeblossomclassic.com.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family. Our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. The Mesman & Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Are you cleaning the house?
It's time.
What will you do with those?
Dump them?
Oh, no. It's time to detox your home. If you're disposing of home chemicals, hazardous materials, or electronics, collect them in a sturdy box and take them to... Wait, what's that?
It's vintage?
It's coming with us.
Where?
In Miami-Dade, go to one of our home chemical collection centers where friendly staff like Eddie, hey Eddie,
hi,
can help dispose of it for you.
That was easy.
To learn more, go to miamidade.gov/homechemicals.
Get ready to groove at this year's Juneteenth Juke Joint on June 7th at 7:30 p.m. Enjoy live music by the W's, beats by DJ Cardi, visual art, and more. Get your tickets now at arshcenter.org.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
Did you know that about 32% of all items thrown into the trash could be recycled?
Recycling right is a big deal for our planet.
By recycling right, you're helping protect our planet.
The Solid Waste Authority of Bragg County is working on a master plan for our future garbage and recycling systems, and we need your input.
Please attend one of our upcoming public meetings to learn about the master plan. The same info will be shared at both meetings, so choose the one that works best for your schedule.
And your opinion really matters.
What a powerful check-in this has been. Sakena will be reminding us that reflection doesn't have to be heavy. It can be healing. That rest isn't the absence of ambition, it's the fuel that sustains it. And RooTheShooter reminded us that big dreams don't require perfection, just boldness and a willingness to recommit. This is your mid-year moment, a chance to reflect, reset, and realign. Not with pressure, but with purpose. Also, I want to stay connected with you. Follow us on Instagram at Barbershop Speaks. And if you DM me saying you saw us on TV, you'll be eligible for an exclusive prize. And mark your calendar. Saturday, June 14th, 2025, Barbershop Speaks is partnering with the Overtown Children and Youth Coalition to host our very first ever Brunch with Kings, celebrating fatherhood. Fathers, bring your children. This is your moment to be seen, celebrated, and honored for the love you give every day. Details are in our Instagram bio. Thank you to the Children's Trust and the Overtown Children and Youth Coalition for making today's episode possible. A special thank you to you, Anthony Robinson, Executive Director of OCYC, for his unwavering commitment to our community and for helping make society a better place, one initiative at a time. And shout out to Top Cutters Barbershop, where the fades are clean, the conversations are rich, and this fresh haircut provided by your boy, Steve from Top Cutters. I may not have met you yet, but I love you. Your community loves you, and God loves you. Your goals still matter. Your time isn't up. This is still your year. Not because it's easy, but because you're going to do what's hard, starting from a place of rest. Let's reflect, let's reset, let's recommit, and I'll see you next time.